All right, today we're gonna be making lentil spaghetti from Stanley Tucci's Taste. So in this video, we're gonna follow the recipe from the book and we're gonna see how it turns out. And with that being said, let's hop into it. So to start, we're gonna wanna begin to prep and cut our vegetables. So take one medium white onion and begin to cut that into a small to medium dice. This is gonna be cooked to make our tomato sauce. After the onion, you're gonna take 3 to 4 garlic cloves, and then we're gonna give this a fine mince, and then you're gonna take these two ingredients and set on the side for later. Now we're gonna begin to follow the recipe. So Stanley Tucci calls for 1/2 stalk of celery and to have this finely chopped. In the same fashion, you can take half of a carrot, and we're also going to give this a fine chop and then combine with the celery. Now we're gonna take that other half of the white onion from earlier and we're gonna give this a fine chop as well. We just wanna make sure that the size of the carrot, celery, and onion are about the same. For the marinara sauce, I'm taking a can of San Marzano tomatoes and we're gonna pour this directly into a mixing bowl and then we're gonna crush by hand. If you want your sauce a little bit smoother, you can also blend or strain through a sieve. Returning to the recipe, we're gonna take a cup of dried brown lentils, rinsed and picked over, and placed directly into a sauce pot. Take a little bit of water and have it about 1 inch over the surface of the lentils. We're gonna bring this to a simmer and then cook for about 20 minutes. For pasta, the recipe calls to take spaghetti and break into 1 inch to 1.5 inch pieces and recommends using a kitchen towel to avoid making a mess. Now I took linguine and broke the pieces into about 2 inches, and then we're gonna pour that directly into a bowl for later. Now the recipe calls for marinara, but doesn't exactly tell us how to do it, so we're gonna make our own. You're gonna wanna take a large pan with a big surface area, put some olive oil in, bring it to medium heat, and begin to saute some onions for a few minutes until they're nice and translucent. After a few minutes, we're gonna throw some basil directly into the pan, give that a stir, and cook for about 30 seconds just to kind of wilt it down, and then we're gonna add in those tomatoes directly into the pan. Now this sauce is gonna need to cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, so if your tomatoes are a little thick, you can also add in about a cup of water to kind of help the cooking process and not over reduce your sauce. Now you're gonna know when your sauce is ready, as when it's simmering, it's going to leave streaks in the pan for a few seconds when moving it around. At this point, you can kill the heat, add a little bit of kosher salt and black pepper, and then your marinara sauce is complete. To finish this recipe, we're gonna take the same pan as earlier with the sauce removed, add a little bit of olive oil, bring this to medium heat, and then we're gonna saute the onions, carrot, and celery for a few minutes until they start to soften. Afterwards, you're gonna add in half a clove of sliced garlic, and then you're gonna saute for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now, we're gonna take our cooked lentils from earlier and place directly into the pan and give that a stir. After a couple seconds, we're gonna take the marinara. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of marinara, but I put all my sauce directly into the pan, and then we're gonna give it a stir, making sure that everything is evenly coated. To complete cooking, we need to bring this mixture to a simmer, and you can tell that my sauce is a little bit thick, so I added in 1/2 cup of water, gave it a stir, and now we're gonna simmer for 10 minutes while covered. It's at this point that you can begin to drop your pasta and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then we'll transfer directly into the sauce. Remember to keep a 1/2 cup to a cup of that starchy pasta water, as it's really gonna help with the consistency of the sauce, especially if you make it too thick. Now, give this a stir, and then for final seasonings, I'm using some fresh black pepper, and then gonna season with some kosher salt. For plating, we're transferring the pasta directly into the bowl, making sure to grab plenty of those lentils. We're gonna garnish with a little bit of fresh torn basil, and then add some Parmesan cheese on top for a little extra saltiness. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.